Alright, I'm talking through my mask here, but since I let y'all join me for this, I figure I let y'all see the rest of it. You gonna focus back in on that? See, she doesn't know where to focus. I had to move my plug. I was running out of cord. I have a hump right here in the middle, and this metal is very hot. That coat had to go. This thing, this window's compared to about 4.5. The 4.5 was taking me, I don't know. Hold on, let me find this flip switch. The 4.5 was taking me about 25, 30 minutes for each one of these joints. And as you can see, that was taking about 5. All right, now I'm going to set y'all here, and I'm going to try to level the camera up a little bit. There you go. And we're going to take out this weld seam right there on the top rail. This has to be cut right here and down through there, and it's welded to this, and then this support bracket was added and welded over everything. So the hard part is actually where that is inside. I can't get to it to cut it. But I bought this with the hopes that the cutting depth here is great enough to conquer that. I don't know if it is. It's right at the edge of it. I almost bought the 9, but the 9 that I wanted was $270. This is $130 something. So we are where we are. Sometimes it's closer than I'm going to get because I'm going to pass it over here and pass it over here. And the weld seam to cut is right in the middle still. So that's where we are with that. I could probably set this down. Got the majority of the hump out. That's just a hook and a pipe. Now I can get the 3-inch angle grinder in here and cut up the back on the inside. Not so much on this wall that's next to the support pipe. So I don't know what we're going to do. This will barely reach what I want to do. Man, that stuff is hot. There, I got an idea. Let's grind off this other one. And then I'll put that on time lapse or something like that while I do the... Let's not drop the brand new tool, right? But what I need is electricity over here. Alright. Like my electric box, it's a 2-gang weatherproof. That is a 2-gang weatherproof receptacle box with 2 receptacles that's plugged into a GFI in the house. Both of the receptacles are the tamper-proof kind, so if I do have some grinding dust fit into it, They not go through because of the trap doors. And I always make sure I shake it and dust it off after I'm done using it. Alright, we'll go right here. We'll work on this one. Now this is extremely high compared to this. This is rolled down. This is rolled up. There's a piece of weld wire right there. That's gone, but I can't do the grind the same way because I'll just be eating the end off over here. So we'll figure something out. That's all the weld is laying on top of there. So now I have problems. I need to get in here and grind down. So, let me climb the monkey bars again. Right. Well, there's a whole lot of that in this. But at least that's the first time I get to take a seat, right? I don't know if that's advisable or not. I'm going to change this cuff around. Right about there. I think that'll work. I don't know. That's first one right in my face. That's it now. This over the spark plug is a... Hold on, this thing in here. Hold on, this thing takes a while to stop turning. Alright, so now I can talk a little. Let's see. If it gets down in here, I can focus. And it still doesn't want to pick it up because of the black and the shiny. There you go. Right there. And I was trying to take off the weld bead, was more on this side than it was here, but I kept grinding into that. And then that's the top. And see, I told you how this is higher than that side. And they had a whole lot of weld bead in there. So I actually felt it when I got through the weld and hit this. I mean, it's not perfectly straight, but it's straight enough to let me cut it now. You know. The reason I do that, I've been grinding them all before I cut them, is because the little humps and waves in the grind, in the weld, as you can see here, that weld is a big glob here, dip, glob way out here, and then a blob up here that's higher than the rail, all the way over. That one is going to be probably the hardest one to cut free of the whole thing. But, yeah, that's the reason I bought this. See how the rail, the disc is hitting the rail, and we're free and clear over here. And hopefully I'll be able to flip that over and go up in there. Or go in from this side and cut up there as best I can. And if not, I'll use the 3-inch to get as much as I can and then come in there with this. And then I got to cut down, straight down on it right there. And I don't know what's going to happen here, because I just don't know what's going to happen here. I might have to cut it all out with a 3-inch grinder and come back or something. I don't know. I probably cut down first on the outside. But we got to cut all these loose. So I'm going to put you on time lapse and we're going to cut things loose. Or some of it. I'll see you in a bit. Actually, I said I'll see you in a bit, but I won't see you at all because you're watching me. Not the other way around. I mean, technically, if you have a video, I could see you later. Or, actually, before you actually ever see this video, I could see you. But, I don't know. I'm probably not going to see who's seeing the video when you're watching the video, because that's weird. Yeah. Oh, things of the timeline. You have to distinguish a timeline for most of life to exist. Alright, so, anyway, I'm going to start cutting these things free. I got to get the other grinder, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, been working on this, I don't know, it's 4:50 now. I know it came out here at 1:30. Of course, I made the rest of the video with grinding all these things. And these two corners have been dead on near impossible because the weld not only is on the outside all the way around, it goes down this corner, inside, across this inside corner, across right here. It's 3 phases, and then 4, 5, 6. And I can't get any cutters over here to this. So it's been a bit of a difficult thing getting there. And on the last one, I took the die grinder and I cut all this out, and then I took the Sawzall and I cut with the Sawzall across here at a little bit of an angle, hopefully to cut past the weld. And I did pretty good with that because the curvature in the bottom of the angle iron on the inside of it, it has a slight curve and a taper. Well, anyway, that curve held the angle iron here off a little bit, and most of what they did was just fill in that little gap where it filled. So when I cut past it over here on the side, we ended up good to go. But the hard part is I got to cut all the rest of this out. So I don't know what time it is. I think I started doing that at like I don't know, I'm gonna say 3 o'clock. So it took me an hour and a half to cut that one side free. And I kept saying I want to go get a blowtorch to do this job so I can just gouge it out. And yeah, oh, you don't need to do that. And yeah, anyway, I should never think about somebody else's opinion when I've determined that that is the proper tool for the job. Now, would I have made an absolute mess trying to learn to arc gouge with the oxyacetylene torch? Absolutely. But I probably would have been done a whole lot quicker than an hour and a half each one of those joints. All right, so anyhow, I'm going to do this one, but I ain't going to record this one. The last one I did in time lapse. Just imagine it in reverse over here. Thanks for joining.